Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another 1989 Batmobile unboxing. Now today we're going to be taking a look at something pretty fun, which is from Spin Master. And I saw this online and it was 89 Batman, 89 Batmobile, and I had to buy it. And so hopefully this makes up from the last review I did of that McFarlane Gold Label Series Batmobile. And this is actually from Spin Master. And this is a radio-controlled Batmobile. Now, this has been out for a little bit. It's branded The Flash. So, yes, this isn't, nothing new, but new for me. And anything Batman 89, well, I'm going to get it. And so here we are. This is the box. Really nice packaging. I love the dynamic photo on the Batmobile, kind of showcasing everything that it can do. And on the back side, you have basically a layout picture of the car and the setup, and then a bunch of the features, which we'll break down because this is, without a doubt, one of the best Batmobiles that I've had in my possession. Just so much fun to play with. But even just the display, this is just a really awesome piece. And I do implore, if you are a 89 Batman fan, this is something that I would highly recommend looking into. I got this off of Amazon. At the time, it was $117, I believe it was. And so we're just going to take this big packaging. We're going to crack this open. So that's the sleeve, and then the actual box itself is just a replication of the same image. Now, removing the box, the lid, you'll be greeted with some, a little bit of foam there, and then everything is neatly packaged in its own respected cutouts. The Batmobile, the remote, the instructions. You get a little Batman figure, so everything is neatly tucked away. Those are the instructions there, as you can see, and then there's the booklet, which we'll go over a little bit, and then I like that little embossed Batman emblem. Nice little touch there. And so I'm just going to take a look at everything that comes with. This is the controller to operate the vehicle. And man, already this is a great sign. It comes with batteries. So thumbs up there, Spin Master, for actually providing the batteries. And you don't have to go running for that. And this is the water that you would need to, put in the car later. So here is the Batmobile itself. Like I said, it's protected in styrofoam as well. And then underneath all of this is the actual base that the car sits on, charges, rotates, lights up, etc. And here we have everything laid out on the table. So you get a little Batman figure there to put inside the car, or you can have him at his back computer. And this is the car itself. It looks real stunning. Like I said, details are there because of the scale. It's not going to be overly, detailed with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is going to be kind of embellished and, kind of not accuracy. They're not going to win points for accuracy. But it's what's under, what the functionality of this car does is the most impressive thing. And that little rubber flap there, that is where you would actually put the water in for the exhaust feature, which we'll get to in a moment. But like I said, this car is really cool. It has a lot of functions. Operating guns, the canopy opens up. Like I said, the lights turn on, sound effects, everything. And this is the actual base itself. So the base operates in a few different ways. It is the charging base. So to charge the car, you would actually sit it here and press the charge button, and this would actually charge the vehicle. And then you can also have this on display. As you can see here, that little magnet ring on the bottom of the car, that's where it sits. And the car actually rotates. So it's visually wise, it's a really awesome looking piece. And then here is the little back computer that you can put the figure in there. So he's doing his thing. Figures, good detail in the figure, articulated well to fit in the car and on the chair. So this little I think it's like a 3-inch or 4-inch Batman figure. So he could sit there while he's, waiting for his car to charge. He has a new electric. He has a Tesla, so he's waiting for that to charge up to fight crime. And then here's the remote. The remote is very lightweight, but the functions work. And then the instructions, it has a bunch of different features. So each button basically has a different functionality point. You have the joysticks to go forward, left, and right, and also to recalibrate. But then you also have a buttons on the top similar to reminds me of a Xbox controller, and you have like the left trigger, right trigger, so you have 4 different features to choose from: A, B, C, and D, guns, canopy, the smoke effect, and the front headlights. So it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing too overly complicated about this by any means. And you have a storage compartment for the controller, and the fluid bottle is where you would actually put the water in to shoot out like the water vapor to simulate the, like I said, the jet turbine, if you will. Underneath the actual base is a USB cable that you can unravel and you plug in, which I will do that now and show you guys what that looks like, because the base has, like I said, its own functionality. So it lights up as well, and you can rotate the car. So it is plugged in. I have plugged into a USB for the moment, and when you turn it on, so it does have lights. So so it does light up if you choose to have that feature on. I'll turn the lights off in the kitchen just to give you an idea. Lights are very bright. Gets the point across. So that's a really nice little feature, nice little touch. I like that. And then the other button is the actual charging, and when the car is charging, it will rotate as well. So if you turn this car on and to charging, and what we're going to do is actually flip this over and lay it on the charging pad. Make sure it kind of locks in place. You kind of feel it when you put it on there, it's on the right spot. And then when you actually hit the charging button, the car will actually rotate, which shows it charging. So you can have it charging, there's different combinations. You could have it just rotating, charging, that kind of thing. So, but it's a really nice display piece, in terms of it just sitting there rotating. It's a really, really nice looking piece. Turn the lights off, and like I said, you have the lights on the base rotating there. Looks really cool. Really, really impactful piece. And like, for all this to be $117, like, yeah, this is really good. And then you hit the big yellow bat symbol on the remote, and that actually pairs up with the car, and you'll have that. A lot of sounds, all that stuff. We'll take this thing outside so you guys can take a look at this thing in full force. But what we're going to do is go over the features of the remote. And as you can see here, there's 4 different options to choose from. So we're going to press one here, and that's the canopy, which is so badass how that thing opens up on its own. It is a single seater. You guys know how I feel about that. The canopy opens automatically, but you do have to close it on your own. So it does open up, but you have to push it back into position. And then the next button opens up the guns, and then the guns actually light up red and make a machine gun noise. Like I said, we'll do all this outside. And then you also have the front lights to turn on as well. And then, like I said, there it is, just testing out the controller left and right. It's extremely responsive. By the way, I mean, I was shocked for like the controller and everything like that. It is extremely responsive in terms of the wheels and the speed of it. There's the front lights that go on and off, and all the sound effects and everything that you see. And then you have the back, the turbine that will light up, so you can do that as well. So, but the car overall, I was very shocked about how responsive everything is, just because, like you said, the controller is really lightweight, so you're just kind of concerned about, in terms of the responsiveness, I guess. I don't know how else, whether to put it, but everything really responsive, really great. And driving the car handles really well too. So like I said, we're going to do an outdoor where you guys can hear the sounds of it, all that stuff. I'm doing it inside, so I don't want to make too much chaos, because there's sounds for everything. Everything has sounds, and the car is not quiet in any sense of the imagination. And so doing this review inside, I didn't want to like wake anybody up because I was doing it at night. But there's sounds for everything, like the car is driving it, there's sounds and all that stuff. So it's a really great looking piece. But like I said, the machine guns, you have to press those back down into position when you're done. The canopy, you do have to close that as well when you want to close it back up. So that's just an FYI. And so the water situation here is you just pop this little rubber silicone open, and then there's a little housing right there, as you can see. And what you would do is basically fill up that little bottle with water and with the nozzle and just pop it in. You don't need a lot of it, just a little bit of water to test it out. And then here we're going to test out the actual, how badass that looks. And there's a rumbling noise to it, but that's just shooting out the effect. You do not need to add the water if you don't want to. You can do this without, but this just looks fucking badass, especially at night. With that smoke shooting out, the water vapor, it looks badass, I have to say. I was very impressed with that. And then the front lights there as well, just to give you, like I said, this is in my kitchen. I don't want to, just giving you guys an idea of what it looks like. We'll take it outside in a minute and drive around my driveway, and you'll see how fast this thing is. And I had no problems bumping it around, but you see the machine guns, they light up red, and you hear them making a machine gun noise. But then once again, I was so impressed, and that was the shot right there at night with the smoke blowing. That looks just so awesome. I couldn't stop looking at that, and I was driving the car around like that the whole time. So I was just a kid in a candy store. Like, this is one of those pieces. It's just for fun. Like, I'm not sitting here going to be picking things apart in terms of the attention to detail. This was just fucking fun. To take this thing outside and to drive around, it just was so badass. And now here is the car itself. You'll hear it with the audio, how this thing takes off. It is just quick how fast this thing goes. And that was it all the way down my driveway, and then just spinning it around. You see it bopping around, but it's incredibly responsive.